Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. When they start talking about you, it's because they've finally noticed your silence. The same people who laughed when you disappeared will be the ones asking how you did it when you return. You don't need to explain. You don't need to prove. Just stay silent and build. Let your results speak so loud that their words turn into echoes. Success makes noise, but it's born in silence. So if you're ready to shock the world quietly, hit that subscribe button, because this journey is just getting started. There's something powerful about silence. The world teaches you to speak louder, to defend yourself, to explain your worth to those who doubt you. But real power, it doesn't make noise. It doesn't need validation. It builds in silence, quietly, intentionally, while the rest of the world talks. You see, people will always have something to say. They'll question your choices, mock your dreams, and doubt your vision. Let them, because while they're busy talking, you're busy building. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy, it's control. It's knowing that your focus is worth more than their opinion. Every time you hold back from explaining yourself, you protect your energy. Every time you choose to stay quiet, you choose peace over ego. The truth is, the loudest ones rarely win. They just make the most noise. The real achievers, the real change makers are the ones who move in silence and let their results do the talking. You don't owe anyone an explanation for where you're headed. You don't need to prove yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. Let your success be the response. Let your growth be the statement. When they see you shining in spaces they said you'd never reach, that silence will echo louder than any argument could. The process is lonely sometimes. You'll crave recognition. You'll want someone to, understand the sacrifices, the late nights, the quiet battles. But remember, greatness is never built in comfort. It's built in moments of solitude, in the silence where your vision matures, where your strength sharpens, where your dreams find clarity. While others are busy showcasing what they haven't achieved yet, you're out there creating something undeniable. The whispers, the doubts, the criticism, they'll surround you, but they can't touch you unless you let them. The ones who talk are often afraid to act. They project their fears because it's easier than facing them. So instead of fighting back, step back. Instead of reacting, keep moving. Because when your foundation is solid, their words can't shake you. There will come a day when the same voices that doubted you will turn into applause. When the same people who laughed at your dreams will try to claim they always believed in you. You don't need to remind them of their words. Your success will do that for you. That's the beauty of staying silent and building. Your growth becomes undeniable. Success doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, powerfully, unexpectedly. And when it does, everyone who underestimated you will have no choice but to pay attention. Until then, stay quiet, stay hungry, build. Because your silence today is not emptiness, it's preparation. It's the calm before the storm of your rise. You learn to value the quiet moments when no one's watching, when it's just you and your dream, raw, unpolished, and unvalidated. That's where strength is born. In those moments of solitude, you're not performing for the world. You're becoming. You're crafting the version of yourself that doesn't need applause to keep going. Because when the noise fades and the crowd moves on, what keeps you alive is your belief. That fire inside that doesn't need an audience to burn. You'll realize that silence is not just the absence of words, it's the presence of purpose. It's what separates those who talk from those who act. It's what transforms ambition into legacy. When you work in silence, you strip away distractions. You stop chasing validation and start chasing excellence. You stop comparing your path to others and start mastering your own lane. That's when you evolve from someone who dreams to someone who executes. And it won't be easy. There will be days when the weight of your vision feels too heavy, when doubt whispers louder than faith. You look around and see others moving faster, gaining attention, celebrating wins you think you deserve. But that's when your silence becomes your discipline. You remind yourself that speed doesn't equal success. Direction does. And your direction, though quiet, is taking you somewhere extraordinary. The truth is, building in silence is an act of courage. It means trusting the unseen, believing in results that haven't shown up yet. It means saying no to shortcuts and yes to consistency. It means waking up every day and showing up for yourself, even when no one claps for you. Because the world only sees the breakthrough, not the breakdowns that led there. They see the success, but not the silence that built it. When you're silent, you start hearing what really matters. You begin to listen to your own instincts, your own rhythm. You stop chasing opinions and start trusting your inner compass. That's when you realize you were never meant to convince people of your worth. You were meant to become so valuable that no one can deny it. That's the kind of power that silence gives you. Quiet, calm, and unshakable. There's something magnetic about people who move quietly. They don't broadcast their every step. They let their results appear like thunder after lightning. You never see them coming, but when they arrive, everyone notices. That's what you're becoming. Someone who doesn't need to shout to be heard. Someone who doesn't need to explain to be understood. Every silent day, every unnoticed effort, every unseen hour, it's adding up. It's shaping your destiny in ways you can't see yet. While others are busy trying to look successful, you're actually becoming it. And when your moment arrives, when your work finally meets the world, it won't just surprise them. It will humble them because you didn't just talk about it, you built it. Brick by brick, failure by failure, silence by silence. So stay grounded. Keep your focus sacred. Protect your peace like it's your power, because it is. The world may not understand your silence now, but one day they'll respect the empire it built. You'll notice that the more you build in silence, the more you attract noise. Not from within, but from outside. People will start to notice that something about you is changing. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. Your focus will bother them. Your consistency will challenge them. Your refusal to seek attention will confuse them. And that's how you'll know you're evolving. When your peace starts to disturb their chaos, when your progress starts to make their comfort uncomfortable, you're on the right path. It's funny how people talk the most when they know the least. They'll create stories about you, define your journey before it's even written, and try to box you into their small understanding of your potential. Don't react, let them talk, because every time you rise above their noise, you become untouchable. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you win a battle they'll never understand. The ones who are loud now will be silent later. The ones who doubt you now will quote you later. The same people who mocked your efforts will eventually call them inspirational. But your job is not to prove them wrong. It's to stay so dedicated to your purpose that their opinions become irrelevant. You see, success doesn't come from being noticed. It comes from being relentless. You can't chase both applause and excellence. One will always demand your full attention. And when you stop explaining, when you stop trying to justify your every move, you free yourself. You stop shrinking your dreams to fit their comfort zones. You stop apologizing for being ambitious, for thinking bigger, for wanting more, because you were never meant to play small just to be liked. You were meant to build something real, something that speaks for you long after you've gone silent. There will be times when your silence feels misunderstood, when people think you're lost or indifferent. But that's the beauty of being focused. Not everyone is supposed to understand your silence. Some people only understand chaos, and your calm threatens that. So let them misinterpret you. The ones who matter will see the discipline behind your quiet, the fire behind your calm, and the vision behind your distance. As you move forward, you'll learn that silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the presence of self-control. It's choosing to build rather than boast. It's understanding that every word wasted defending yourself is energy taken away from your progress. And when you finally start seeing the results of your quiet grind, you'll realize that every second of restraint was worth it. Because nothing feels more powerful than watching your success speak for you. Fluently, fearlessly, undeniably. You don't have to announce your every move. You don't have to post every plan. Let your work be the proof. Let your growth be the reply. Let your evolution be the noise that silences every doubt. Because the truth is, those who talk rarely build, and those who build rarely need to talk. So keep your silence sacred. Keep your journey private. The world doesn't need to hear your process. They'll witness your results. And when they do, they'll finally understand what silence can create. Not because you told them, but because your success will show them. That's when you'll realize that silence was never your weakness. It was your strategy. It was your power. It was the language of those destined to succeed. When your vision starts taking shape, the silence you once guarded so fiercely begins to make sense. You'll see how every moment of restraint, every time you chose not to react, was preparing you for something bigger than validation. The power of stillness reveals itself when your work starts speaking for you. And when that happens, the same people who once overlooked you will start paying attention. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through quiet persistence. But this stage isn't about revenge, it's about revelation. You'll realize that all those times you were underestimated were blessings in disguise. Because being underestimated gave you the freedom to grow without pressure, to build without interference, to transform without the weight of expectation. When no one's watching, you get to experiment, to fail, to restart, to rise. And that's where real mastery is born. Greatness isn't created under the spotlight. It's built in the shadows, away from applause, where only you and your purpose exist. The silence that once felt heavy will start to feel like armor. It'll protect your focus from the noise of opinions, from the distractions of comparison, from the chaos of validation. You'll begin to understand that not everyone who watches you wants you to win. And that's okay. You weren't building for their approval anyway. You were building for something timeless, something unshakable, something that speaks louder than words ever could. Every quiet night you spent working when others were sleeping, every idea you nurtured when no one believed, every rejection you faced, in silence, all of it is stacking up brick by brick into the foundation of your success. You'll start seeing patterns. How the things that once broke you are now building you. How the silence that once felt isolating has become your greatest source of strength. People will notice your glow, but they won't understand your grind. They'll see the transformation, but not the transition. They'll applaud the result, but not the resilience. And that's exactly how it should be. Because your journey was never meant to be explained. It was meant to be lived. You didn't stay silent to hide. You stayed silent to grow. Growth is personal. It doesn't need permission, and it doesn't need to be performed. So when the whispers start turning into curiosity, when the same voices that once doubted you start asking how you did it, smile. You don't owe them a story. Let them find their answers in your success, because that's what silence does. It turns doubt into disbelief, disbelief into awe, and awe into respect. It's not about proving people wrong, it's about proving yourself right. And the best part, you'll find peace in realizing that you no longer crave their validation. The silence that once felt lonely will now feel liberating. It'll be the space where your creativity breathes, where your confidence grows, where your purpose aligns. You'll stop chasing noise and start embracing stillness, because that's where clarity lives. You'll know you've evolved when you no longer feel the need to explain why you disappeared, why you stopped engaging, why you chose quiet over chaos. Those who truly understand growth will recognize that silence isn't distance, it's devotion. It's what happens when you're too focused on becoming to worry about being seen. And when your time finally comes, when your work stands tall for the world to see, that same silence will roar louder than any words ever could. You'll start to realize that the power of silence is not just in what it hides, but in what it reveals. It teaches you patience, endurance, and emotional control. 3 things that separate dreamers from achievers. The world glorifies speed, but silence teaches you timing. It reminds you that rushing results doesn't build legacy, it builds illusions. The real ones move with intention, not impulse. They know that every seed takes time to break through the soil, and just because it's unseen doesn't mean it's not growing. In the stillness of your journey, you begin to hear the voice of your purpose more clearly. The noise of the world fades, and suddenly your intuition gets louder. You'll find answers that no mentor, no book, no applause could ever give you, because silence connects you to your truth. That deep, steady knowing that you are meant for something more. You'll stop doubting your timing and start trusting your process. You'll stop chasing the spotlight and start preparing for the moment when it naturally finds you. And when that moment comes, it won't feel like luck. It'll feel like alignment. You'll look back and realize that every quiet season was necessary. Every pause, every delay, every rejection. You needed the silence to build your character, to strengthen your discipline, to prepare your spirit for what's coming. Because success without preparation is a burden, not a blessing. That's why life hides your breakthrough in silence, so you can handle it when it arrives. There will be people who can't understand this phase. They'll try to pull you back into the noise, into the cycle of proving and performing. But when you've tasted the peace of working in silence, you'll never go back. You'll learn that validation is fleeting, but fulfillment lasts. You'll realize that you don't need to broadcast your steps when your purpose is guiding them. The world doesn't need to know what you're building. It just needs to feel it when it is ready. And that's the beauty of silent builders. They never announce what's coming. They let the world discover it.